All right, I just wanted to go over our Lesson 9 material. As usual, you just access it by clicking on the Content button up here, and then navigating to Lesson 9, Lesson Material, and Quiz. And this is the first stuff that you need to read through. So as you can see, this week we are learning about being self-reliant. And this has been such an important subject throughout the years, and something that our prophets and apostles have warned us to pay attention to time and time again. And this lesson is put together, I think, in a really good way. It helps us to really focus on what it means to be self-reliant and how we can start becoming more self-reliant ourselves. So if you will read through these articles, they are all excellent. And then notice that it asks you to spend at least 30 minutes studying some of the Provident Living material. And 30 minutes should be easy to do. As I was browsing through it, I could tell I could have spent a lot more time than 30 minutes there. There's a lot of good information here. So let's open it up in a new tab and take a look. This website is obviously part of the church's website. And here it talks all about self-reliance. You can look at how to be self-reliant through your employment, through finances, through food storage, emergency preparedness, gardening, physical health, and education. And these are all wonderful subjects that you can learn so much about just through this website. If you look at food storage, you will see that there is a video you can watch. My flash is blocked, so it's not loading for me, but there's an excellent video there. There's these good articles, and then notice there are all of these additional resources to the right. There's some articles, there's frequently asked questions, there's home storage basic recipes. Isn't that a great idea? If you click on this link, it will lead you to some recipes that you can look at that will work well with food storage items. So this is an amazing resource that you can look through, that you can work on. And as you saw, there's also some videos here, some quotes. So there's just a ton of information here that you can look through and learn from. There's also a lot of good information in the finances section. Feel free to explore that, but just know that we will be focusing more on finances in a later lesson. So you'll have time to focus on it exclusively in the future, but feel free to explore it now if that's something that you want to get a head start on. So like I said, you will be exploring that website for 30 minutes, and it should be a lot of fun. And by exploring this website, you will be more prepared to do the application activity. So let's go ahead and navigate there with our handy dandy side menu here. Just go to Post Gathering, Application Activity Instructions. That's my child banging on the furniture. It's a lot of fun for him. So for the application activity, what we are doing is all you need to do is look at the 6 areas of self-reliance, which you just saw listed in that website when we were listed in the sidebar here, and it should also be listed in one of the PDFs that you read in the lesson material and quiz. So out of these 6 categories, it says, which one do you want to work on? And then it even lists them again here. So it says choose one of them and then develop a SMART goal. So you will open up a Word document and you will decide on your SMART goal. And it has these questions for you to answer, and I just want to show you what that would look like. So I went ahead and started doing this activity. So here I've written it up in MLA format because I like MLA format. And here's my SMART goal. So I list which of the areas I want to focus on. So here I'm saying I want to focus on gardening. You could have put home food storage, you could have put finances, any of those. And then, this is something I want to make sure you're doing this time, because I know that was confusing a couple of weeks ago, but I want you to talk about, to list out what your SMART goal is. So here I say, my SMART goal is to spend 15 minutes each day this week during my lunch to plan out an indoor potted herb garden. So this is a way for me to start working on gardening even though it's turning towards winter. And notice I've listed out my goal. It's already specific, attainable, relevant, and time-bound in this one sentence. But then I go through and I will explain specifically why it is measurable, why it is attainable, why it is relevant, why it is time-bound here. But make sure that you're listing out the full goal at the beginning, because that's the sentence you want to hang on to help you achieve your SMART goal throughout the week. So this is, again, why I said that these SMART goals are so important and why it was important to understand how to work with them, because we will be using them over and over again in these application activities. And if we can be super specific about them and write out this nice, concise goal that you can use throughout the week, it's amazing how much can change in your life just from 1 week of working on a specific SMART goal. So I hope that this helps. This is an example of how you could format that. And then in the application activity, it wants you to write a letter to your future self. It wants you to make sure to say why self-reliance is important, the benefits that your future self has experienced due to self-reliance in your chosen area. So I chose gardening, so I would write about how self-reliance in gardening has benefited me now that I'm more self-reliant in it. And then specific suggestions to work towards self-reliance in your selected area. So I started writing out a letter to myself. Here I did a little introduction talking about how far I've come with self-reliance with my gardening. And then here I would talk about the benefits I've gained as I became a gardener. And here I would perhaps talk about the suggestions of how I could become a more self-reliant gardener. And I'd probably add in another paragraph about why self-reliance itself is so important. But this is just, obviously I haven't finished writing it because I've just got the same sentence repeated here, but I just wanted you to see how long it should look. And I can go back in and finish writing this later, but I just wanted you to see the length. So it says it needs to be half a page to a full page, single-spaced. And that's exactly what I've done here. I formatted it like a letter saying, Dear Laura, and from Laura. And here's my letter. And this is half a page right here. So with half a page, I was just a little over 300 words. So I would say to make sure you get full points for the length of your letter, make sure that you have written at least 300 words in your letter, okay? And again, make sure that you're addressing the benefits of being self-reliant. Let's see, I need to refer to it. Yes, why self-reliance is important, the benefits you're experiencing now that you're more self-reliant in this imaginary future state, and then specific suggestions for becoming more self-reliant. So there are the points that I hope you will focus on, and notice that you will get 3 points dedicated just to grammar, length, sentence structure. So make sure you're proofreading it. A lot of you, I think, write up your application activities a little quickly, and you will end up with repeated words, with sentences that accidentally got mashed together as you revised it, with missing periods or capital letters. So just make sure that you're proofreading it for those little mistakes and that you make sure this is as clean and professional as you can make it. So there you go. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. As always, I really want to be able to answer your questions so that you can use these assignments to really benefit yourself and your own life. So just let me know what I can do.